Good evening, I'm Peter Mansbridge, and this is The National. The dangerous but crucial task of rounding up the dead in a country under siege by Ebola. Adrian Arsenault is in Liberia to show you the grim reality. Hong Kong police ease their crackdown as pro-democracy protesters stand their ground.
All the tear gas, the guns are unnecessary. We are peaceful.
Today's reaction to our exclusive story about the travel tab you paid for European trade officials.
This is outrageous.
And you've heard about a rape culture on university campuses.
Did you tell him to stop?
Yes.
What was his reaction?
Tonight, Susan Ormiston has a special report on what's really going on. In Hong Kong, the police crackdown on pro-democracy demonstrations has backfired. Instead of putting down the unrest, the use of force against peaceful young protesters in the streets with tear gas and pepper spray has only brought out more people. Take a look at this. This is what Hong Kong's financial district looked like tonight, where buses had to be canceled and rerouted all day. And office workers have even joined the crowds of tired but defiant students. The CBC's Andrew Lee has more.
More protesters flooded the financial district today. Many brought supplies to reinforce the students who began these demonstrations for democracy. They're angry at the prospect of their electoral candidates being vetted by the communist government in Beijing. And the new protesters are angry about what happened yesterday when police unleashed tear gas on the crowds. It's a move that inspired many to join a movement they probably wouldn't have joined otherwise.
We are furious over what the police have done to us. You know, all the tear gas, the guns are unnecessary.
Matt Brady is a Canadian expat who has lived in Hong Kong for a dozen years.
I was pretty shocked. It's not Hong Kong's nature to be overly aggressive. It's not Hong Kong's nature to be demonstrative. You know, when the city protests, it protests peacefully.
Brady felt he had to give back to the city, so he and some friends pulled out a barbecue and started cooking for the demonstrators. While the mood could be perceived as light at first glimpse, that is simply not the case. Some here have tasted pepper spray, breathed in tear gas, and wonder what is next.
I can't say it's not dangerous, but what we can do, we must do now, or we may not have any chance.
The crowd is chanting, "Communist Party, go to hell."
One person who is far from the action told me that his heart had traveled to the protest. People here in Hong Kong are fiercely proud of their ability to have free speech and are concerned that it and other freedoms may erode as China flexes its muscles.
The question of how this protest will resonate in Beijing hangs over this pro-democracy movement. And just what kind of patience will China's communist leadership have with a group of people showing the world that they are defiant of Beijing's wishes? China's foreign ministry hammered home the point of just what country Hong Kong is in. Hong Kong is China's Hong Kong, she said. Hong Kong is purely our internal affair. Just how this protest will play out is far from certain, as both sides seem entrenched in their positions. Andrew Lee, CBC News, Hong Kong.
You might have noticed the umbrellas in Andrew's report. They've become a symbol of these democracy protests, now being called the Umbrella Revolution. People have been using masks, goggles, and plastic wrap to protect themselves from the tear gas and pepper spray, but it seems their best tool is the umbrella, often turned inside out. Police have seized and destroyed them, but supporters have donated hundreds more. Supply is not a problem. Most of the world's umbrellas have long been made in China.